Hello Frenzy, my name is Kate Shark and welcome back to the Roottrees are dead. Okay, so we're getting close, I think. Let's see, nothing's... Oh. That... Oh my god, this whole time I could turn the volume down a little bit. And I had no idea. That's fine. So you can talk to the rubber duck here. I actually only used it one time when I needed that one puzzle solved, but I don't really want to do that just yet, and I haven't really been using the notes page like I thought I would be. Okay, so right now we're kind of at a standstill. It has two names that must be typed in manually. The clues are obscure and has been intentionally hidden in the past and may require some leaps in logic. Try to keep an eye out for any inconsistencies. Okay. Because Edward looks younger than these two. Elias raised him. Got that. We don't know Lulu. Okay, so there's a couple names we gotta type in manually. Floor blood relatives before they lock in. So Bonnie Hudson, and she was a housewife. Huh. What could Lulu be a nickname for? Jem Wilson. No, I think we knew that one, didn't we? Yeah, we knew that one. Oh, I know. Let's see. It would have to be Lulu Rafferty, would it not? Look back here at the... Where is it? Davy. Fiance Lulu. But I don't know what Lulu Rafferty's... Is it Chris or Christopher? Could that be where it is? No, it's... Jane LaRue. Well, we know what Kim. Okay, so that's Diamond. So somewhere in there. Will that show a picture? I don't know if it will. We'll find out. Okay. So Clark was a cousin. he's got something, right? That's got to be him because he's got that same one. So whoever this is has to be him because he's got that birthmark there, and he doesn't there too. Because that was before he and Diamond took over. So let's look again. So I'm guessing, let's see what we've got, because I might have it. And then Jane, maybe? We'll find out. And this is a big guess. Okay, so I got another one of them. Where's this picture, the 70s? Okay. I can't see anything, but I'm guessing. Well, that said it wasn't. Okay, so it's really just those. November. Is that November? November. That's got to be November. So hang on a minute. Because I did see that November Roottrees. Don't know. So let's see here. Let's see what happens if we look up. Wow. Nothing. So he's either this one or that one, but I'm not sure which. And I'm trying to think here. This one's got a more pronounced chin than the other. I don't see anything, and that's turn. I'm going to guess that one, and maybe this one? We'll find out. We'll see if it's right or not. That kind of looks like him anyway. And he looks older. I almost had one except for... Let's see what happens if we look up. Oh, who was it? Maple Crisp. Try not to dress in plain. Look him up again. Tommy Mark Sheridan. Times March Onward. Most recently, his relationship. Soap opera. It was the first credit role of Tommy Mark Sheridan. He was only 7 years old and still being credited as Thomas Sheridan at the time. According to your aired for 22 years, instead to focus on 3 large families that owned different ranches in the same town, Texas. Went away to camp. Returned. Carson was played by an actor other than Tommy. His discrepancy was explained by covering his face in bandages and claiming that his work in the silver mines left him permanently disfigured. For additional years, appearing over 500 episodes. The new actor he was killed permanently this time while saving his younger sister from drowning in the Whitewater. None of it seems related to the Roottrees. Brother trouble. Let's look up that. About 2 16-year-old brothers, same age, one adopted, played by, and their single mother, played by stand-up Penelope Tessa Green, often. Dynamic seem romantic person. Roxy, the showrunner was small screen director Ron Roottrees. The show had strong ratings through the entirety of season 1, skyrocketing the Sheridan and Baker and Instant Star mostly amongst the teenage girl. However, it was canceled in 1991. The second season just drop off in ratings. Okay, Ron Roottrees. Because we do know small screen director and head of RR Productions. He directed episodes. Okay. So, hold on a minute. Let's see what happens here. Back. Let's see here. Let's see what pops up here. If we can find anybody with this, if anything else comes up, because I'm just going off. Let's see. DCB, because Jane Eyre doesn't seem to be associated. Let's look at look up her. Here we go. Breast milk cheese routine in the 80s before she was a TV star on Brother Trouble site. Claims she retired for the birth of her first child, but still makes yearly appearances for fundraisers, doing more than friendly material. Joke a Litter 97, as well as Picture Jack watching one of his mother's charity sets in 1994. Both have and evidence. Okay, so we got somewhere. I had a feeling looking into TMS, so what's this? Penelope Tessa Green's fundraisers. Okay, I'm wondering. I'll bet money that's it. Probably that child that she has there. Is it Ron Roottrees? Say director? How did I know? Look at that. Just put some things together. Okay. Okay. Cool. Tessa Green. Okay, so these were right. I just got lucky with picking those pictures. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. So I know, hang on a minute. The cool thing is, where'd that picture go? That's who I want. Okay, so that one, and then this one is Jack, and I'll bet money That's her. I'll bet that's Jack Roottrees, because they did say, I'm going to say, child, K through 12. So they've got another one somewhere. So that would make this Robert Roottrees. We don't know what he does. Our first child, 97. Jack-o'-lantern. So I'm guessing that's the second one. Let's look up something here. Periodicals. Nothing. That's interesting though. So that's probably how they met. I don't think that's the same baby, because that said that was 94, yeah? 1994, and then the other one was 97, and this is supposed to be like 1998, so that would have been right. Okay. So, we're getting there. Slowly but surely, we're getting there. Okay, so, hold on, where was I? A club in Reno that claims we got her stand-up. Ugh. Doing more family-friendly material. Jack-o'-lantern. Both have been added into evidence. That was a lucky guess. Let's see. Nothing. Okay. Baby. Something Roottrees, but I don't know what. Let's see if we can look up Robert Roottrees. Okay. Nothing. Okay. For less than a year. First move is attempt to keep. Okay. Let's look up, let's see. Is it Zachariah Morden? Son of James and Gwendolyn Morden, grandson and Harry James. We knew that. I already looked at that. Okay, so Gwendolyn, we knew that was she was a housewife. So she was Gwendolyn. Who were we missing? Katrina, Margolite. Well, we're Christina or Margolite. Roottrees. Who am I missing here then? November. I don't think anyone's missing a child. To my knowledge, unless... So there's a Roottrees we don't know. Christina or Margolite? Roottrees. So somewhere we're missing someone. We're really not that far. I just gotta figure out where they're at. So, hold on a minute. Let's look this up. Let's see. Okay, let's look up this. Guys like us and see what pops up there. Here short to Booz Bisman. Gwen Roottrees, Leslie Florence, and Harrison Lane. The title is a play on words as it can be read as the two women are men similar to other men, or the men are fond of them. Was it like Some Like It Hot or something? Or, let's see. Guys Like Us and, let's see, Christmas Mission. See what that pops up. Roottrees, soldier's wife who ran admonished from home. Incredible true story, but no record has ever been found. Okay. Restless name. My father decided to bless me with a famous name. Alt Williams. Okay. Last name's showing the time. Guys like us. For long, if at all. Okay. So, let's see. Let's see. So we got a root tree. We just don't know if it's Christina or Margolite. Let's look this up. Who are we missing here? So let's see. With Aunt Gwendolyn, they were even took a second photo. Angie and I both wanted to be in the picture. Who's Angie? She's got to be there with someone. Angie Morden. Okay. So Samantha. Wait a minute, there's something about a twin. How awful is that beauty was ripped from its rightful fate and worse, sent to live in the possession of your brother's twisted twin. Your brother's twisted twin. Okay. Your brother's twisted twin. Brother's twisted twin. I'm trying to think, but Patricia, who would have been in her mid-twenties, was married to an older man of no notable status. There was not to him. There was mentioned a daughter, leading Tina and Jelena to theorize that this letter was written to the father of a child she hid away from. If not for her story, yours and mine would be the most tragic tale ever told. How awful it is that such beauty was ripped from its rightful fate and worse, sent to live in possession of your brother's twisted twin. Twisted twin. Wait a minute, because Sam was sent to live with someone, right? Hang on. Sam, where is she at? Gwen as an only child. Complaints. Aunt Margot. Okay. Aunt Margot. So whoever. Aunt Margot. Okay. There we go. We got that. To her, I was the lucky cousin. Let's see here. Glamorous life. I'm stuck here with Clark. I must admit, seeing. Harrison Lane. Let's see here. Not what I wanted. Nothing. Harrison Lane. Guys Like Us. Some other films. Laying back to play the villain's twin brother. Harrison Lane married his high school sweetheart after they were married. So that's a dead end. Okay, so Harrison Lane's nothing, but we did. Okay. Okay, so we got that. Aunt Margot, and I hope she. Let's see. What they both had blonde hair. Okay. He was stepped down as president, and the meeting determined section. Clancy told me that everyone got quite heated. Granddad was furious none of his sons would take over as president, but that's what he gets for holding on to it for so long. Architects, preachers, and lawyers. Nobody's got time for candy. So with the 5 pieces for freezing up, I came to the next gens. Pop argued like the company should stay with our branch of the family since we still have the Roottrees name. I'm not even sure Clancy would have wanted it, but he's the one who volunteered. He was a second president. Wait a minute, where am I? I ended up going to Zach. Even though his surname doesn't match the candy, he's the firstborn son of the firstborn 5-piece. I'm not sure how that's relevant to running a comic book. His particular views when it came to blood. I asked Clancy if it ever came up that a woman could take over. After all, Angie's older than Zach, and I'm next to oldest of all, but he just laughed. He told Ma it wouldn't go to us, Mother, ever the quick-witted, at least, with candy remarks. Karen back, maybe they wanted it to go only the member of the family who looks like he samples the product. Oh, okay. If I had read more thoroughly instead of skimming over, I would have caught that. I had given to his wife and announced that Sam... Right, so I Sam, I have distant relatives I never met. After all, Granny had sisters and Greta were from their branches from the... Gwen's in Paris, but the rest of us, including Miracle's boys, spent ages trying to unravel the mystery. I didn't recognize Sam at Uncle Junior's wedding to Patsy last year at the reception. When I asked who Sam was, Pop shushed me and said it was complicated. E.C. and John. Hearing that, Zach checked the records and managed to confirm all 3 are on the books. Eli, Miracle's youngest, not my brother, even chimed in. Apparently he was riding his mini bike alongside the farm. Sam gave him some old tools and taught him how to make the bike's engine faster. But Eli certainly seems thrilled. Clark's getting married, in my opinion, far too young. Danielle isn't much older. Musicians and artists and dancers and all sorts of nonsense. The only one who has any discipline is Carl. That's because Pop forced Clancy to send him to the academy. Okay. It was never so bad. My brothers all seem to pursue paths of knowledge, and the most rebellious thing any of us ever did was bring home someone who would be illegal to marry from south of Pennsylvania. Okay. Edward is set to take over the apartment once he retires. Zach's not a bad president after all, and his sister seems to be doing a good job raising her twins. Head held high, she might come to home next year. Okay, free spirits. So everyone in here, aside from advertising, musician, I want to say dancer. Because south of Pennsylvania, if he married a black person, that would have been illegal back then. So that does make sense. Scholars of some sort. So they were all lawyers or something. He was a musician. Author. Clancy Jr. Some was a chef. Who was a comedian? Well, it doesn't matter because it doesn't ask for her. Does it? Huh. I'm gonna say housewife again. I don't even know if it's right. Farmer, farmer, farmer. She was a farmer. These are all good. A dancer, because that was the only one who didn't, unless... Clark and I are carrying, even my cousin, Zach's not a bad president. Even Clark. Edward is set to take over his department once he retires. Pop walked home in town. She hugged him when I told him it was my pup. She pushed me. I got angry and yelled at her, and Pop said to treat her nice. When she said, "Your pop is my dad," she screamed it loud in my ear. She was lying to me, and lying is not as I say, so I pushed her too. And then I got in trouble, and Pop took her away and told me not to worry. I'm glad she is gone. Okay, so her pop, I think, had an affair. I'll bet money. And that's where the other Roottrees coming in here. Okay, let's see. Let's see. EC and Mr. Miller. So EC, I'm guessing EC and Mr. Miller were gay. Elias and Gwyneth. But she had a palpable hatred for the 5 pieces, Elias and Gwyneth. So she didn't like any of the 5 pieces. And Gwyneth. Oh, these 2. Eliza. So she didn't like them because probably something there. And Gwyneth. And then so somewhere I've got something wrong. These are all good. I just need to add Bonnie Hudson. I don't think I'm missing anyone. At least not right this second. Okay. So apparently if you get stuck, you can... That book on the results page seems... What? History. Let's find the 5 pieces. So, let's see. Looks like a berry. It's also a history of... Oh, duh. This one. Okay, Sweet History Candy Volume 2 by Charles Lee. So let's look at that. That's where I was missing. All Things Candy Marvel starts in 1925. Okay, so let's see here what we got. Miracle berry. G is for grape. E, C is cinnamon extract. M is for melon and juicing. M for miracle berry. Try it today. Okay, well, we kind of knew that. Because we have that. So, right? Yeah, melon. M is for melon, introducing. M for miracle baby. So, yeah, we knew all that. Margot, and yeah. Well, we got that. That's fine. I knew all that already. I don't want to ask again for another clue. Get a hint. The ad seems to be from a magazine. Hang on. Newspaper ad. Depends what book is it. Excerpts, which. Let's see here. That is what I've been looking for. Is something about. See, this is what I feel like I'm going to have to cut so much of this because... So, hold on a minute. Let's do this. Let's see. The fashion... Raina Roottrees. Okay, so let's do this. Okay. Did an interview. Let's see what we've got. There we go. Brother Terrible New Gossip. Raina Sweet 16 Candy Girl about her inspirations. My grandpa was a college professor who taught me lectures about history. Okay, so we know that. Awesome. So give me 1 second here. So we've got her. So he was a professor. Bingo. There we go. At least we did something here. We're getting close. Okay. Oh, optional entries. Da da da. Booyah. Okay. So, where am I looking here? Dreams are not outside of our grasp. Blah 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 blah. I think other people in family have also made the retreat for things besides candy. His older sister even wrote a book. This degree in school. Although my grandpa passed away earlier this year, Grandma Laura tells me she was really proud of what he managed to accomplish. Where are we? Wrong one. Laura Carlson. Interesting. So let's see. Nothing. Okay. I was a college professor. Okay. Of what we managed to accomplish. Okay, so we do know that. We know she's a dancer. Carlson. Architects, preachers, and lawyers. Nobody's got time for candy. Okay, so her dad was a lawyer. So one of these two is a lawyer. Let's see here. 1 second. Where's Clark? Yeah, we know that. Eli C. raised Clark and Jim as brothers, so... Yeah, we know that. Clark never knew his father, so her grandpop insisted he spent time with my dad and me. As a result, Clark and I, Gemma and Jane, on the other hand, the one thing Clark and I had was, but even pitch tunes. Famous family. That's also, my father was connected to Roottrees, all his old ad campaigns. Oh! Hold on, I'm a moron. Okay, so he's in advertising. Okay. It's connected to... That's also how my father was connected to Roottrees. All of his old ad campaigns were hung on the walls over the record player, and I was never interested. I just went straight for music. I guess Clark was paying more attention. Okay. Okay, so that's something. So he's got advertising much like him. He's a professor. We just don't know his mom. So now where am I? I'm almost done, and I really don't want to end it, but we're getting close, and... Hold on a minute. The boys and girls agree. Okay, let's look that up. I probably should have looked that up, but that's okay. But instead about successful ad campaigns, late 50s boy series of television, to the bright red hair. Okay, where are we? Where's new? There we go. Boys and girls agree. It's got to be Roottrees. Okay, so we have their picture here and there. We know that. Okay. Defunct production company responsible for Brother Trouble. You find a comment on an unfortunate Brother Trouble ended up being an ironic name considering the rumors about our productions Ron and Robbie Roottrees. Okay. I did, but... In a comment thread about messages, why was one user speculates? I think it's because the writing went really downhill in season 2. They actually had an episode where Roxy was addicted to sniffing markers. Maybe it's due to the rumor about Robbie Roottrees and Silver Screen magazine. Okay, so Silver Screen magazine. Yes, so we'll do it this way. Okay. Okay, so let's look this up. Periodicals. We want Silver Screen magazine. We want... Whoops. Robbie Roottrees claims self-television Robbie Roottrees, screenwriter, was allegedly tried and convicted under the name Robert in a French court of law. It seems he, again allegedly, embezzled from the company R&R Productions to fuel a gambling habit that left him hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. He fled to Paris, where he grew up, and then Silver Screen continues to insist all this very much allegedly assaulted an officer who came to question him. Able to get statements from French authorities, but received information from an anonymous source and were able to confirm through public records that there was a trial involving Robert Roottrees around the time brother was canceled. Okay. So, hang on a minute. Let me go here. So he was a screenwriter? Right there. So we got a screenwriter. Let's see. Don't blame him, but after finding some soap opera episodes, runs her own television production company, and his brother Robbie. Films when he brings a special kind of charisma. Let's see. Ron plans to pitch new shows soon. Until then, he plans to find the right project. He has occasionally called upon his younger brother for script. So, whoops. So, who's the last Roottrees is Christina, which would be there, and that would be that. So we got 45 of 50 blood relatives. Let's see what we got. Oh, how do we unlock that?
To my genealogy genie. If you're reading this, it means you've locked in 49 blood relatives. Congratulations. I knew you could do it. There are 2 more entries on the family tree I'd like you to consider. These last 2 are optional. You can summon me whenever you wish. However, this will end your search and reveal the truth. So make sure you're ready.
Okay. The other ones are just spouses, but I feel like I need them. Okay, so... Oh, I have to type them in. Oh, shit. Okay. So once you get this unlocked, it unlocks this. So let me see something here. What am I looking for? Oh, god damn it. Where's that history of candy? God damn it. Is it something Lee? Where did it go? Let's see what we got. 5 pieces. It states that the flavors are inspired by their children. Great. Yeah, we know that. 2 years after the debut of 5 pieces. Okay. You've heard of, including extremely newspaper due to a major misprint. Okay. Wait, a major misprint. Is there another one? Nothing. Okay. Misprint. Cinnamon extract. AC is egg cream. Elderberry grape. Green is grape, E is olive, C is melon, and M. EC. Hold on. Who was EC? It's a farmhand, which is who Sam went with. So EC here. Hang on. Where are we? We want Sam. And her adopted grandfather. So hang on. I think I know. So wait a minute. Here we go. John Miller. And then EC. It's this one, is it not? CA. Her nickname was Pat, and CH for her last name. Patch was no. Oh my god. Twisted twin. Of your younger brother's twisted twin. Your younger brother's twisted twin. Oh my god, my mother. I'll call her back here in a minute. The one thing I can think of is they used Edward Clancy. They just reversed it because your dad's twisted twin. The name's mixed up. So Edward Clancy Roottrees. Was he in there? I guess we'll just say I'm ready and see what happens. But first, here's the final option. Okay. Okay, for next time. Booyah.
So, you thought EC was Edward Clancy Roottrees, and his partner was John Miller? That's exactly what I needed to hear.
That's what I figured, so.
I'm Sam Madsen, though you know me as Samantha Roottrees.
I knew that, yeah.
Yep, I got old. The only picture you have of me is from 40 years ago.
I figured.
My book tells the truth about Elias, of 5 pieces, and my parents. Not my biological parents, Elias Jr. and Patsy. My fathers. Edward Clancy Roottrees and John Miller.
Right, because to me, because the 5 pieces miracle came later, so.
By now, you've either read Lauren's diaries, or you're just an incredible guesser.
A little bit of A and B.
Lauren was right. I hated the 5 pieces. She just didn't know my full reasoning. My father, Edward Clancy, was a great man. But his identical twin, Clancy, and his father, Elias, were not. At age 16, my father was caught kissing a farmhand.
Right.
Back then, they wouldn't even acknowledge gay people existed. Having one in the family was unthinkable. The same year, I was born. A bastard granddaughter. 2 stains on Elias's perfect family. He decided to fix both.
Okay.
They tried to erase Edward Clancy. They even removed his 5 pieces flavor. His name was deemed a dirty word. He became EC. We were sent to the farm, and the 5 pieces did their best to keep the next generation away, to isolate me from family. But Elias couldn't erase us from existence. Laura never realized I was the little girl from her diary.
My pop is your pop is my dad.
Who could blame me for being so confused that day? Her father was an exact copy of mine, except without the beard.
That's why, okay.
And while the 5 pieces celebrated a new factory, farmhands did the real work.
That makes sense.
It's a fluke there's a picture of my father at all.
I was right.
There he is in the background. The 6th 5-piece. Patsy returned, and things got complicated for Elias. She fought for my freedom, from a life she deemed unworthy. Elias relented, so long as I never learned the truth or receive inheritance. They knew I'd help my father. At Elias's will reading, I learned part of the truth. The rest I learned at home. I began to hate the Five Pieces.
Fair.
My father made me stay silent. He was worried history would repeat and that his grandchildren would become outcasts. His fears weren't unfounded. As you know, my son Ernie died a few years ago. He had trained to take over as president.
That's right,
But
we do
due to
know.
family politics, or perhaps hubris, it went to Guy. A real Roottrees. He nearly ruined the company.
Right.
When Ernie took over, he saved the operation. Over 13 years, he made the family billions. Ernie earned about $36.
Jeez.
They got by on Debbie's salary, but when he fell ill, he couldn't pay his medical bills. His death was my tipping point. Originally, my book was meant to expose Elias's hypocrisy. Until I started to look into the other dirty laundry.
Yeah.
Ron tried to have Robbie removed from the trust, but couldn't. Robbie was a blood relative, even out of wedlock. That sounded familiar. The Clancid Trust that Elias established was designed to secure his family's future.
That's the one out of
His
wedlock.
entire family's future. He couldn't write exceptions in without the whole thing falling apart.
Right.
My book can definitively prove that Elias was not the paragon of virtue he's heralded as. And that my daughter and granddaughters are just as much family, at least in the eyes of the Trust, as
Fair.
anyone else.
Right.
The Clancid Trust will secure their future. They can decide what to do with their shares. But I'm old, and I'm not in it for the money. The truth has been eating away at me for years. But now, I can set the record straight. Thanks to you. As someone who enjoys searching for the truth, you might understand the power it has. Whitewashing the past to protect the status quo can lead to repercussions in the present and future. So thank you. You knocked it out of the park. With your expert work, the truth will come to light. And when it does, my share of the Clancid Trust is yours. Like I said at the beginning, set for life.
Well, that's nice.
Looking at the family tree on your wall, now with my father's, everything finally feels complete. Unless a whole lot more Roottrees somehow appear from thin air, this is the last time I'll come knocking. Thanks again, and so long.
Well, cool.
We're rolling, rolling, rolling on down to the city.
Sam Madson's book was published. It received mixed reviews. Well, life went on and a new president took over the company. The Roottrees family faded from the news cycle.
The world might be burning, but
And then everything changed. There's another mystery to solve. Roottrees Mania is now unlocked as a new game. I'm a secret Roottrees. Well, interesting. I'll have to do that and see what happens with the little mini game there. But that so far was it. I'll probably do the other one as a little extra one because I think I've got time. I'll double check. Either way, we'll figure it out. Yeah, so that was the Roottrees are dead, at least the main story. I'd like to go back and actually figure out, but I'll do that in my own time, like who the other ones are. It was interesting, and like I said, a lot of it is, some of it's a guessing game, some of it's you got to try to take in. It's definitely one you have to sit and read through the evidence so you get it. And I'm a big skimmer, and I'm a fast reader, so sometimes I don't comprehend everything straight away. I have to go back. So that little ducky option did help. I'm kind of glad I got as far as I did without needing it, but that was that. I'll probably come back and do the Roottrees Mania and see what happens for another one if it's not time for, what do you call it? Pride Month, but we'll determine that. And as promised, I know I said something, Here is a picture of my dad and my uncle. This is actually a picture from like the 80s, early 80s, so it kind of fits into the method. But that's them. My mom's in the middle there. But yeah, it looks a lot like some of those characters on there, which I thought was funny. But anyway, and ironically enough, my Uncle Troy's middle name was Carl, so there's all that. Anywho, that was The Roottrees Are Dead. I will probably play Roottree Mania for another episode, like a little bonus one. But for now, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to chomp down that like button. If you did like it, leave a comment down below with any other game suggestions that you'd like to see from me. Share this channel with your friends, and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already to see other videos that I've done. I will see you all on the next one.